Your stand is divided into two areas. One is parking and one is smart city. What is the role of a common in a smart city?
So, well, city planners and municipalities are looking more and more into how they can support citizens and tourists in informing and also in helping them. And with our voice communication solutions, we can give the city a voice and therefore play an important role to make the city safer.
How can a city benefit from the use of a common system?
So with our communication solutions, we think that a smart city is not just smart but also safe, and that's where we come in. So our smart focus lies on four main functionalities, which is protecting, helping, improving, and also in informing people. And so that's very important to us, and as you can see here, we have the information stand over there, we have help points right there, and also behind me you can see we have smart street lights, but not just there, also for e-charging stations or public transport or many more. Or if you have a city app, let's say, you can easily use our voice communication solutions and embed that into your solution that you have.
Where would you see a perfect example for a common solution?
So, for example, our smart streetlights are a perfect example. So we have several use cases there. For example, we have a ready-to-go emergency unit, which just needs local power and has its own cellular connectivity. Besides that, if you already have an existing solution there, you can use our world's smallest intercom module, the IM3, which really fits very neatly if you don't have enough space. And you can also create the user interface to your liking. Same is with our outdoor touchscreen solution, so our station, our OD5, which can also adapt very neatly to a smart streetlight, and there you can also create the user interface the way you like and the way you need it, and you can therefore set up either an emergency or an information call.
How can you make sure that emergency calls will be addressed correctly?
So that's why we always have two buttons. We have on the one hand the information button and on the other hand the emergency button. The emergency button goes directly to the respective emergency office or to an city control room, for example. In there, a human operator will answer the call and respond to the demand that is requested, and can definitely be very efficient and respond very fast because they exactly know where the call is coming from. And other is our information stand. You're also one touch away from help or information, but our information button will just lead you to an automatic digital voice assistant, our so-called Ivy, which is artificial intelligence and is responding to any kind of information questions. And our Ivy not just works within a smart city, but also in our parking domain. And I would like to hand over now to Dennis, who will give you an insight on unattended parking lots and how Ivy works there.
We see the future of parking communication more flexible and more dynamic than ever. Basically what we have set up today and what I'm going to show here at the exhibition is our latest cloud solution, where we support the use of mobile devices, a web client, and also the use of our classical intercom station, which is also a very powerful tool in this domain. Without the use of any server, you can introduce any type of device to handle your calls off-site or from a remote location, wherever you are and whatever time of day. So maybe during the daytime you have a web client that you can use behind your desk to manage the calls coming in from parking sites that are unattended. And at nighttime, where you have a crew of people working remotely, they can use tablets or smartphones to manage all the calls. I'm very proud to demonstrate today our digital assistant Ivy. Based on the question we got from parking operators and also mobility operators in the public transport domain, we have seen that we can tremendously help them out with an application that automates their first line of response. What that means is that we have the ability to deploy a digital assistant and then have the digital assistant do the first line of answering on frequently asked questions, but also it can filter out if calls are generated and where people see that their need for support has been gone. If we demonstrate Ivy, you see that people can make a call on an intercom station just as you would have a regular station, only this is a display station. And if they ask for support, then the digital assistant can give them an answer.
Welcome at Commend. How can I help you?
What are the opening hours?
Intertraffic is open between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., except for Friday, then Intertraffic will close at 4 p.m.
So this is an example of a frequently asked question where the call doesn't necessarily need to be forwarded to the control room, but it can be answered automatically without the use of a human. Secondly, what we can do is apply an advanced call flow. So when we apply this application into a parking management system, we can also use the integration of license plate numbers and automatically open barriers and apply access. So let's initiate another call. And in this situation, I simulate that I've lost my ticket.
Welcome at Commend. How can I help you?
I lost my ticket.
In case you have lost your ticket, I can help you with that. Please indicate the number of your license plate.
The license plate is 123 ABC.
Thank you. Please state your 4-digit passcode.
1234.
Thank you. The barrier is open now for you. Please drive on.
So that's a real benefit for parking operators to automate their initial responses from customers. But when the customers have asked questions, it's also interesting because this solution also offers very big insight to why people make calls. And that is a high value for parking operators to know. So let's look at that part of the solution. An important part for parking operations is to know and learn why people make calls. With that knowledge, they can use to streamline their parking operations like never before. If you look at the dashboard, there's a quick overview on how the digital assistants are operating and how many calls were managed by the digital assistant. In the same dashboard, you can indicate how many calls were generated with what purpose. Using the insights generated with the data from the digital assistant, parking operators have the power to really solve the underlying problems in their operations and to prevent calls to be initiated in the first place. And that type of insight in data is really where the market is waiting for, and that's why we invested heavily in creating this type of data insights to help out the parking operations to be more efficient and more effective. And to our opinion, that is really where the parking market future lies.